Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first council meeting for 2026. Let us go ahead and do roll call.
Councilmember Blauer.
Present.
Councilmember Enriquez.
Present.
Councilmember Ponce.
Present.
Councilmember Padilla is absent. Councilmember Villapadua.
Present.
Vice Mayor Lee.
Present.
And Mayor Fugazi.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Wonderful. Right now, we are going to have our invocation, and we are going to have Lamario Harris come up and do that for us, and also give us a little information about your shirt.
Hello? Should we pray first? Most gracious Father, we come to you right now to say thank you for being God and God all by yourself. Thank you for being a provider when it was time to provide. Thank you for being a healer when it was time to heal, Lord. Thank you for the finished work on the cross, Lord. Thank you for grabbing the hands, Lord. Right now, Lord, I pray for each and every individual that's on this panel, Lord. From the mayor to the vice mayor, Lord, to every district leader, Lord. Use them for your will. Give them strength when it becomes hard. Give them a push when it's time to go over the mountain. Look down on each and every person that's in the audience today, Lord. Whatever the case may be, whatever situation, Lord, we already know you got it worked out. Thank you for being the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Look down on Stockton as a whole, Lord. Touch it. Reach your hand down here. Look out for the teacher that's teaching education to our youth. Look down for the resource centers that's doing the best that they can, Lord. Look down for the family and the community people that's just doing everything that they try to do just to be a part of this community, Lord. We need your strength more than ever right now. We need your hand more than ever right now. Guide us when we feel lost. Give us faith when we feel frustrated. Hold this council meeting tonight. Just touch it as a whole, no matter what may come, no matter what may be said, no matter what. Lord, I pray that you use each and every one of these leaders up here today so we could come with a common solution for a common problem. We ask all these things. In the name of Jesus, amen. So my shirt, it's just a statement. It's a statement of a program that we just started. And I know I got a couple of minutes, so I wrote it down because when I wrote it, the Spirit gave it to me, so I don't want to go off of it but it sounded like a letter, but I'm going to just introduce it. I want to introduce two initiatives, The Village and Stronger Than Yesterday, a healing circle for families. The Village is a program designed to give parolees, probationers, and juvenile youth a real second chance. Instead of just putting ankle bracelets on them and giving a PO agent and telling them to just come report and do the best you can, we set them up for success. We partnered with probation and parole, local resources like Mary Magdalena, El Concilio, and we offer them mental health support, education services, GED preparations, mentorship, life skills training, gang prevention programs, job placement, and the positive peer networks. Our goal is simple. It's to reduce violence, increase education, employment opportunities, to empower everyone to become mentors for the next. The Logan Slays Law. We need a village to heal a city. The next is the Stronger Than Yesterday, a healing circle for families. This is an 8-week summer program meeting once a week for 90 minutes. It's designed for families impacted by gun violence and fentanyl overdoses. This group discussion is guided by activities, guest speakers, and healing workshops. We help families begin the process of recovery and resilience. We're working with partners like Lothers Rising and Deborah S. We got Lily Pad Living with her daughter Stephanie, and we hope that this program will access all across Stockton, California. These programs are not just a system, but we tackle the root causes. They build stronger communities. They will positively create positive influence. This is about people healing and families healing. I'm asking for your support, not just in words, but in action. I invite our mayor, our vice mayor, and every district leader to join us because it's going to take all of us to make a difference. As a community leader, I vow to continue to keep my leadership in the community, to uphold my position and my responsibility. But it's going to take us all. Thank you for your time. Let's work together to heal Stockton, one person, one family, one voice, one culture, one city. Together we can do it together, but we have to do it together. Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have Bryson, who is a 6th grader at San Joaquin Elementary, and I met him through Lamario at a Unity event, and very well-spoken young man, and I was so impressed, and I said, "Do you know the pledge?" And he said, "Why, yes, I know the pledge." So, you have the floor.
Everybody please stand if you're able. Put your right hand across your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, in liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Good job, very proud of you. Thank you. Okay, moving on to our next item, a report of action taken in closed session. Ms. Jones.
Yes. First, the City Council in closed session voted 7-0, accepting the City Attorney's resignation subject to a separation agreement with the following terms.
Wait, point of information, that is not accurate.
Oh, apologies.
To accept,
Can you
Sorry.
read that back, please?
Again, the statement was the City Council in closed session voted 7-0 to accept the City Attorney's resignation subject to a separation agreement with the following terms. Severance consistent with Section 6A of the City Attorney's employment contract with the last date of employment to be January 13th, 2026. A payment of $3,500 for attorney's fees, and the inclusion of a mutual non-disparagement agreement. Second, may I move on to the second item? Second, the City Council in closed session voted 7-0 to appoint Taryn Jones, Assistant City Attorney, as acting City Attorney effective immediately.
thank you. We do not have additions to the regular session agenda. We do not have tonight any recognitions, announcements, or reports, but we are moving on to public comment. The City of Stockton invites the public to participate in various ways. If you have any questions regarding forms of participation, please contact the Office of the City Clerk. This is the time for citizens' comments, announcements, or invitations. You may comment on any subject within the jurisdiction of the City Council, including items on the agenda. To ensure sufficient public participation and conduct the agendized city business, the public is limited to 1 2-minute comment opportunity. Citizens' public comments are not a time for discussion with council regarding subjects not on the agenda for this meeting, as the Brown Act limits such discussions. Comments made by members of the public or council may not reflect the viewpoint of the council. We ask that you maintain the rules of decorum as outlined in the City Council Meeting Decorum Policy. 4.06.103A, the mayor shall preserve strict order and decorum at all meetings. 4.06.010, persons addressing council shall not utter loud, threatening, or abusive language, nor engage in any other conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or otherwise unreasonably impedes the orderly conduct of the council meeting. 4.07.0101A, the city council members will practice civility, decorum in their discussions and debate. A member shall not delay or interrupt the proceedings of the council or use personal impertinence or slanderous remarks. Council members will have 5 minutes for discussion and will not speak twice on any given subject unless all council members have been given the opportunity to speak. 4.07.0101C, any council member who violates the rules repeatedly shall be sanctioned and be barred from further participation. 3.13.0102A, members shall not disturb any council members while speaking, nor disobey the orders of the presiding officer. If a point of order is requested, the presiding officer will ask the interrupter to state their point, and the presiding officer shall make a ruling. Rules of decorum are set forth and shall be enforced in the following manner. 4.07.0103, a warning. The presiding officer shall request that a person who is breaching the rules of decorum be orderly and silent. If after receiving a warning from the presiding officer, a person, including us up here on the dais, persists in disturbing the meeting, the presiding officer shall have him or her leave the council meeting. If such person does not remove himself or herself, the presiding officer will order any officer who is on duty at the meeting to remove that person from council chambers. City Clerk, do we have any comments from members of the public this evening?
We do. May I have Leslie Herron to the podium, followed by Laura Frausto. Leslie Herron? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Happy New Year, Mayor Christina and City Council. Thank you for turning the signal light on Harding Way and Pacific Avenue. That should reduce accidents and reduce driving stress. That was a pain for many years. Thank you for the generous Christmas toy give out, Jason, and of course our wonderful Stockton Police Department with their yearly give out. They continue to tirelessly work many hours to bring peace and security to our city, along with San Joaquin Sheriff's Department, and still down many officers. I just hope and pray that 2026 can start out new and peaceful. There is so much love, generosity, and brain power up there. That's why all of you were elected. I know if the bullying and insults would stop both on the council and in the audience, our city could become a beacon on a hill. And all media and surrounding towns would say that town had a miracle from God. I believe in miracles from God. Romans 12:18, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. And 1 Timothy 2:1-3, I urge you, first of all, that petitions, prayers, and thanksgiving be made for all those in authority. That's you guys. We're supposed to pray for you guys. Live peaceful, quiet, and godly lives in all holiness. This is good and pleases God. That's all I have to say.
Laura Frausto, followed by Alicia Ramirez.
Hello, good evening. I'm Laura Frausto, and I have to speak. I'd like to read a speech that my sister gave regarding the plea for the compassion resolution. She starts out with definition of compassion, deep awareness and feeling of another person's suffering. All undocumented immigrants have stories to tell. Each of their journeys state a lack of compassion. Undocumented immigrants come to the city of Stockton to seek work or education or to uplift their families' lives. Arriving to the city of Stockton, they seek safety, trust, and humane treatment. The undocumented that are law-abiding share this cultural backgrounds through food, religion, arts, music, and especially work ethics, adding to the economy to the city of Stockton like no other group of people do. The city of Stockton considers itself a sanctuary city. The city of Stockton just passed an $8 million grant to fund 3 full-time positions at the Office of Violence Prevention. Excellent vote to make our city safer for all our families. I am imploring that the City of Stockton Council members, Mayor Pagazzi and Vice President Lee, now show compassion to the undocumented, law-abiding immigrant and families and children, offer safety, trust, and humane treatment. Vote yes on this resolution of compassion. Thank you, Teresa Siqueiros. To add to that, I hope that, yes, compassion, moral beliefs, your empathy, and also your conscience, that you will vote for the compassionate resolution. Think of your job, your duty, the people that elected you to serve the community, and we're trying to avoid violence, and this does not help at all. We all know that they should have a warrant, a judicial warrant, prior to arresting or taking people. Thank you.
Alicia Ramirez, followed by Matthew Lester.
Good evening. Greetings to the mayor and vice mayor and the council members. I'm here. My name is Alicia Ramirez. I'm a volunteer for the United Farm Workers. I'm here specifically for the compassionate resolution. I deeply feel that as members, every single one of you have an obligation to have oversight of our community, protect us, support us, guarantee all of us due process of law, and that all members in Stockton, including Stockton undocumented people, farm workers, be granted that also. Stockton cannot be known for participating in human trafficking, illegal and brutal abductions, arrests without judicial warrants, and we know for a fact that all of those arrests have been without warrants. We cannot condone the inhuman detention of our neighbors. Stockton should not be party to the mistreatment of the undocumented immigrant who work our fields, who work up and down this valley, and hold up our farmers and help them make their money. Nobody else wants their jobs. I don't see anybody standing in line to do their jobs. Another reason why we need to vote yes is that there will be a work labor shortage. Lodi farmer announced a few months back, I went to a town hall, and he was crying about not having workers, that he was losing money on his grapes and his wine, that his wine prices had to go up and Europe didn't want to buy him no more. So, okay, let's look at the dots. Farm workers here help the machine go. Labor shortage. Thank you for your time.
Matthew Lester, followed by Marina Herrera.
Hello, Mayor and City Council. Happy New Year to everybody. As we start this year, I also want to make a call for unity and to end the name calling and division. These investigations are now over, so let's all move forward and continue to find positive solutions for our city. I want the City Council and Mayor to prioritize citizens in the city over petty differences. Please ask yourselves moving forward that if what you're doing is causing more division or is it actually solving a problem. And also, I urge the entire city to vote yes on the Compassionate City Resolution as well. Thank you.
Marina Herrera, followed by Nora Zaragoza Yanez.
Hello, my name is Marina Herrera. I am a lifelong resident of Stockton. I am here today to ask the council members to vote yes on the Compassionate City Resolution for Stockton. I also want to call on Council Member Mario Enriquez to demand a walkthrough of the ICE detention facility in his district. There's no justification for not having seen it firsthand. The people detained there are being subjected to unimaginable conditions every single day, and our elected officials have a responsibility to witness those realities rather than ignore them. Thank you.
Nora Zaragoza Yanez, followed by, I think it says Julia Mataka? Or John, I'm sorry, John Mataka.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nora Zaragoza Yanez, and I oversee the Valley Watch Network, which is the Central Valley's rapid response hotline that supports 8 counties. I'm here to speak about the use of excessive force by immigration enforcement agents and the role local police departments and sheriffs play in enabling that harm, in hopes that this stops. In Stockton, the Enforcement and Removal Operations Facility, or the ICE Processing Center as it's commonly known, late last year became the home of a militarized vehicle for the use of ICE. For what purpose? We don't know. The legal observers, accompaniment volunteers, and peaceful protesters who are practicing constitutionally protected activity have been harassed and bear-maced and pepper-balled. One has even had their foot run over by an agent driving erratically. We have photo and video evidence of these tactics. This is not about immigration status. It's about public safety, civil rights, and local accountability. When local police and sheriffs cooperate with immigration enforcement by sharing information, honoring ICE detainers without judicial warrants, or participating in joint operations, they become part of this harm. This collaboration has real consequences. People stop calling 911. Survivors of domestic violence are afraid to seek help. Workers are exploited because they fear reporting abuse. These types of activities make entire communities lose trust in local government and law enforcement. That does not make us safer. It makes everyone less safe. Local complicity also puts the city at legal and financial risk. Courts have made clear that honoring ICE detainers without warrants is unconstitutional, and cities have paid millions in settlements for unlawful detention and civil rights violations. We are asking the city to uphold the prohibition of local participation in immigration enforcement, to refuse ICE detainers without judicial warrants. Thank you.
John Mataka, followed by Kimberly Ganner.
Good evening. First, I want to say I support you passing the compassionate policies for immigrants, to vote yes on that, and also the walkthrough of the ICE facility in Stockton needs to happen. I want to talk about character assassination. Character assassination is a deliberate and sustained effort to damage or destroy the reputation, credibility, and social standing of an individual or organization. It is a form of defamation that often involves malicious personal attacks, particularly when the target is not present to defend themselves. It is intentional and is a calculated act designed to undermine a target's influence or their confidence. Methods that are used when somebody uses character assassination is common tactics include spreading false rumors, raising unfounded accusations, using misleading half-truths, and manipulating or exaggerating facts. Over the years, that was done during Michael Tubbs's mayor race. It's being done today with Councilman Jason Lee. Now they're trying to drag Johnny Ford, the city manager, into it. And it appears that every time that happens, it's when black men have some kind of control in the city and they want to do good things for the public. It's just my observation. I don't see it happening when there's a Latino or a white person on the council doing that. So that needs to stop. Thank you.
Kimberly Ganner, followed by Donald Tafoya.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Ganner, and I'm here to formally place the City of Stockton on notice regarding serious misconduct and ethics violations involving Jason Lee and Commissioner Natasha Brown. On December 18, 2025, Jason Lee called me and threatened me over the phone, warning me not to attend a public event in Sierra Vista, implying that something might happen if I did. Shortly after, an intimate video of me recorded without my consent was released by his cousin. I believe both Jason and his cousin were both involved in an intent to retaliate against me and silence me. This illegal act, known as revenge porn under California law, has traumatized my children and harmed my family. This incident has been reported to the Stockton Police Department, which has launched an investigation. Now addressing Commissioner Natasha Brown. She misrepresented her background on her city application, claiming 10 years of community volunteer work. However, extensive reports suggest she identifies as a gang affiliate, supported by violent incidents and inappropriate content in her music. Moreover, she lied about her relationship to Vice Mayor Jason Lee, who is her first cousin. As a mandated reporter, Natasha Brown failed to cooperate with law enforcement as being one of the victims shot at the birthday party mass shooting November 29th in Stockton, California. It was my belief, based on a personal conversation she shared with me, that she did not report. I must emphasize that any retaliation against me, my family, or my property will not be tolerated. The city has a responsibility to act. Silence and inaction create liability. I am seeking legal counsel, and if the city fails to address these issues, it will have neglected its duty to protect. I urge you to remove Commissioner Brown immediately, as she poses a safety risk to the community. I ask you to fulfill your responsibilities, enforce your policies, protect the public, and act before someone gets hurt. Thank you.
Donald Tafoya, followed by Diana Buettner.
This resolution you're going to vote on this evening, it has consequences to the city and whether or not you're going to follow the law. We cannot pick and choose what laws we want to follow. You cannot make a resolution to circumvent the law. Illegal is illegal. I love what the mayor said in an interview with RTD, that you're just following the law. And I believe either you follow the law or you don't. Just this afternoon at 1 p.m. Pacific time, reported that Trump is going to cut off federal payments to sanctuary cities in February 1, starting February 1, over immigration policies. So you may think you're doing a good thing for the people that are here illegally, and the farm workers, 1%, give me a break. They're here illegally. Last year, you guys get a D in your grade, and I hope you can do a better job. This is a City of Stockton meeting. It's not the look at me, I'm Jason Lee show. You don't work well together or in the best interest of the city, but you do fight very well and get very little accomplished. Most of the conflicts are originated by Councilmember Lee, who also manages to include black folks as a factor, not to mention Jason's name calling of council members and our mayor, just like a little child. Several months ago, Lee accused another council member as being a ditty person. What a low class and verbal attack and total lack of respect, especially in an open forum, public forum. But it does make exciting viewing for his documentary that he's making, or movie, whatever. All this on the city's time and dime. If anything, council member Lee needs to step down or be removed by the mayor. I want to know the status of that $27,000 that he wants, or a $15 million lawsuit. He needs to be replaced.
Diana Buettner, followed by Yolanda Preciado. Yeah, Preciado.
I'm short. I'll be moving this. All righty, kids. Again, with the character assassination and nobody saying squat. You know, I came here to talk about what is missing in this room, and there's a little bit of humanity missing. Some rules for some people, some rules for others. We live in a fascist country, people. Pay attention. You cannot fight fascism divided. And I get the tactics that are going on in here. I taught history. This is insane. When nothing is done, you read the decorum and you say nothing. Why would we trust you? Why? So my message tonight is for the people. We need to let these folks know what love really looks like. Some of the folks up there know. And I'm telling you, it doesn't look like this. The love of this city, the love of our families and our partners and our neighbors, and all of that is important. We cannot unite without that. You play these games in here, the political theater, and all of the garbage that comes out of this place. It's insane. Now, I probably won't get to come around here again. We'll see. I have an accommodation because I never know if my brain's going to shut off. That's literal, for those of you who know what ESRD is. This is nuts. Love is the most powerful energy on the face of the planet. It's an energy. It's not here. Why not? If you represent the people, we need that. We all need that, including illegals. And nobody's illegal. This was their country first, and this was their statement. I have an accommodation. I have an accommodation, so I get a couple more minutes. Yeah, no, it's on my card. I called it in. It's perfectly fine.
The accommodation is for language.
Excuse me?
Yes, so the city clerk wants to comment on that, or the city attorney?
Language?
It's
No.
That's
That's not
ADA
my
accommodation. It has to do with communication. So okay.
It's for communication.
That's exactly why I have the accommodation.
No, language. So if you.
Oh, well, you don't get a special education type are you serious? There's no disability
Thank you, Ms. Bute.
accommodation?
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, good luck, people. I'm gonna die tonight.
Yolanda Preciado, followed by Zoila.
Good evening, everybody, and Happy New Year's to all. I was very full of emotion and wanted to come and just yell my heart out of all the angry, happy, sad emotions, but that doesn't really help us, right? We have to move forward. I don't like to hear everyone saying investigations are over, let's move forward, because the reality is that if you are in business and government, investigations are always going to happen, okay? And I feel like we're wasting time talking about it being on the agenda. If you were going to investigate me, I would say go forth. Let's keep on doing our job until it's done, okay? I would like to tell all of you guys that I feel like last year not everybody was on their best behavior, and I hope that this year we can all prove the difference and not have to go from one side to the other bickering. And we can move forward because we have a substation on District 6 that is being trying to taken away from us that was promised to us. And I hope that just because one person is not too happy with the other person, the votes kind of lean one way or another in that topic or any other topic. Another thing that I want to speak on real quick, because I know my time's going to go out, is the animal shelters. It's like everyday killing. I think there's almost 1,000 pets in there. I think the city can come up with something where we can go ahead and help. If you guys can do maybe a city campaign together, united versus separate, to help the community, to help our kids, that would be wonderful, and to educate our community more, especially with our new city mayor having a normal, 30, 60, 90-day checkup. That's normal. It's not something that we need to be dramatic about. It's just something that maybe we need to educate our community better about. One of my bosses showed me something really awesome before that told me no one can fire you, you can only fire yourself. So hopefully that helps.
Zoila, followed by Bernice Spivey.
Hello, everybody. we're gonna take a walk in memory lane. These pictures are dated 2014. And it's not a secret that whatever I do, people follow me. This is actually, you can see over here, Cristina Fugazi and Silva, Anthony Silva. And you know because you were there.
Yolanda, please.
And she is one of my volunteers. Anyway, when they showed up, we supported Cristina. However, and now let me go ahead and tell you, 2023, that was the last time that I did the National Night Out. Cristina and several candidates showed up to my street because everybody, they found out where I live because they know that it helped them, you know, in their campaign. But it only took 1 minute of me to pick up the microphone and tell my community that Cristina, nonetheless, she was a city council on District 5. She helped my community when I came here with 10 people that we don't know each other to abolish the big bucks ordinance. Little did we know that 3 or 4 years later, nothing happened. My community is hurting, you know. We take so many no's that it's not even funny. My people, why am I wearing a Sikh Hindu thing? Because you know what? 2 of my neighbors, when they told them on 2023 that Cristina Fugazi was the only one that helped us to abolish. Can I have a few more minutes?
Thank you.
Because you know what?
Thank you, Ms. Moreno. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bernice Spivey, followed by Larry McKenzie.
Hello, my name is Bernice Spivey Bass. I'm here today to address our city. I thank God for the change. I'm seeing it. It looks nice. We talked. Chaos is not needed. We already got enough in our city. When chaos is at the head, the tail follows. So when the head is right, the tail follows right. So if we walking right, we doing right. I'm here today to address the police department or the sheriffs. I don't know what district they was on Ben Hope. The day, April 7th, when my son got ran over by the young lady that got up here and talked. He got drugged 8 blocks down the street. When he got to the hospital, he went straight into surgery, from there to jail. Never talked to a police officer. Never got a chance to defend himself or say what happened. Women is not the only ones that get abused. Men get abused too. Bernice, I'm a woman. We get beside ourselves sometimes. This young lady got pretty far beside herself, and she ran over my son. I have been in the house, staying focused, praying for the city, praying for Bernice, praying for her. I pray for my son. I pray for everybody. That's all I do, because I know what's going to lead me. But today, we need to make a change. We need to make the city police department do the right thing. That investigation should have went ahead. Nothing happened. Instead of something happening, it was a $50,000 bail over my son's head after he got drugged down the street on video. When I'd seen that live and my baby was dying, y'all. Any mothers here, any fathers here, you see your baby on the ground, you don't know if he's gonna die. I know you don't want to hear me after this, but I didn't know what to do that day. But the city of Stockton failed us.
Thank you, Ms. Bass.
He's next.
Larry McKenzie, followed by Cynthia Gale Boyd.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Larry McKenzie. I'm here because what happened to me did not just happen that day I was injured. It did not end when I was in the hospital. It was taken, or when I was taken to jail, or when the charges against me disappeared. It continues today in my body, in my family, and in my life. In April, I was severely injured and hospitalized. I woke up disoriented, in pain, and terrified with the nurse and police officer standing over me. I was told my leg had nearly been amputated, and there was no explanation, no clarity, no reassurance. The next day, I was taken directly to the hospital, from the hospital bed, and spent hours in jail without medication, medical care, or even a wheelchair. I was charged, bailed out, and waiting for answers that never came. When I sought help, I was told repeatedly no one had enough personnel to investigate my case. District Attorney Office blamed SPD, SPD blamed District Attorney's Office, District Attorney's Office blamed investigators. Investigators ultimately told me the truth. There are too many crimes and not enough investigators. That is not an excuse. It is a systematic failure. I was left in a void of finger pointing while my injuries and children and my life bore the consequences. I'm here today to demand change. Survivors like me should not have to fight for recognition or access to justice. I'm asking the council to conduct SPD staffing audits to ensure serious cases, especially those involving injuries, are fully investigated. Implement mandatory follow-up procedures for all cases involving seriously bodily harm so no survivor is left in limbo. Increase funding and access to resources for victims of crime, including medical, legal, and emotional support. Increase victim resources, including domestic violence services for men who are often overlooked and left without support. Expanding investigation units and improving police follow-up so cases are not abandoned. I am still healing. I am still asking, but my survival should not be invisible, and neither should the systematic failures that allowed this to happen. Thank you.
Cynthia Gale Boyd, followed by Antonio Martin.
Thank God I'm still alive in this dangerous ass city. It would be a happy new year already if you were sitting, this ain't even part of my script, but if you went back to sitting where we're used to having the mayor and the vice mayor sit next to each other. What tone does this set? The first meeting of the new year, and you got the vice mayor still in time out? Oh, you gotta get out of here with that nonsense. Whatever your life's work is, do it well. A man should do his job so well that the living, the dead, and the unborn could do it no better. Happy birthday, Dr. King. This show ain't what you dreamed about. My Father God, never have so few owed so much to so many, 322,150 residents of this dangerous ass city. How many people have already been shot down, murdered, robbed, stabbed? In 2026, in this all-American city. 2025 may have already tainted 2026. Look at the city attorney. She didn't have to resign, but I give you that much because when you got installed a year ago, I think it was less than 24 hours that poor Harry Black had. At least Mr. Johnny Ford didn't have 29 days. I don't know how peaceful it's been, but he's still sitting there. Now listen here. The Stocktonian said that you all represent transparency or talk about transparency, but you really have a catacomb of skeletons in your closet. I can't even talk about what I came up here to talk about. Celebrate Dr. King and try to live better.
Antonia Martin, followed by Pat Barrett.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, all council members. I'm trying to understand, what is everybody's purpose, plan, intentions, and vision for Stockton? Because all I see right now is someone fighting to hold power over Stockton and not give power to the people. The same people who was rooting for you when you first appeared, I'm talking to you, Mayor Fugazi, the same people that was rooting for you when you first appeared on Hollywood Unlocked, the same very people who take their time out the day to come here to figure out how to make Stockton better, the same people who work hard for their families to give them a better life, they're here for Stockton. Not for you, not for Jason, not for anybody. They're here for Stockton. I'm here for Stockton. I'm not here for anybody else. Because to be honest, you fooled me to the highest extent. I was rooting for you at first because I was like, hey, if she's good in Jason's book, then she must be doing something right. Because I know Jason is a good man. from what I see, but instead it became the opposite. Now, I'm not going to say anything up here I haven't said already on your social media account, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it, that you also used to play a tit-for-tat game with Jason Lee. Now, I don't support bringing issues to social media unless it's needed to build awareness around our city, which Jason been doing since day one. And all I've seen from you, Michelle Padilla, Brando, is a game of cat and mouse. Recently on your social media, you said, I will continue to stand up for accountable leadership for our city employees and for residents we serve. I don't know if that was your social media manager writing that or you, but my response to that is, accountable leadership is apologizing to Jason Lee for dragging a political witch hunt on him based on lies because of his status. Your double standards make you incompetent as a mayor. The city of Stockton needs you to hold yourself accountable for your wrongdoings that held it back. You used Jason Lee and his platform to get in office and then tried to tarnish his character by egging on allegations that he misused funds. Like Charlemagne the God said,
Thank you.
like Charlemagne the God said, the
Thank
truth
you.
should be as loud as a lie. I have more than that, but thank you.
Thank you.
Pat Barrett, followed by A. Raya.
Still waiting for those 5 minutes. Something that came up today, Charter Review Committee needs to be reestablished, please. They haven't had a meeting all year. That woman that spoke up on Tasha, don't judge what you hear until you hear both sides, because that woman needs to send Tasha's minor son back home every time his mama says, send my son home, because she keeps him there and we don't know what she's keeping him there for. I want to highlight the impact of generational learned behavior. These are the patterns of actions, thoughts, and emotional responses that are passed down from one generation to another. Our city is shaped by decades of dysfunctional behavior that we continue to enforce. On your campaign, you said enough is enough. We will be focusing on recreating District 6. As leaders, we must be mindful of the behaviors we model. Are we cultivating a culture of integrity, empathy, or innovation? Or are we perpetrating cycles that hinder progress? I always tell people this is the Wild Wild West, because it's something that just doesn't happen to change. You know, where the guy says, okay, sheriff, get those people, get that guy out, and they take the guy out, they burn the barn, they kill the animals, they do stuff to the wife, and then they run the kids off. And I just think that our city needs to change it. 1849, we're still working with this behavior of not thinking outside the box. We need to think outside the box. And it's very important that we think outside the box, because that shows non-stagnant water like downtown when those fans aren't moving. But it shows that people really care. I'm not being negative, I'm just being mindful. And so I just want to say that please, I'm just saying, please, think about how other counties and other cities act, just so that we can get this whole next 12 months. I would love to see y'all be one happy family.
Thank you.
A. Raya, followed by C. Guerzo.
What was the name?
A. Raya.
Hello, Council. Greetings, Mayor. I'm just here to join community. Excuse me for being overdressed. I came after work. I'm just here to express my support for the compassionate resolution. Gratefully, my council member is a gentleman who introduced it. Thank you, Mario. I think it's pretty low-hanging fruit to express solidarity and support for our immigrant community at a time right now where it is so important for a city like Stockton to lead and show compassion for our immigrant and refugee community members is vitally important. This should be a no-brainer. Easy to do. Vote yes on the resolution. Thank you very much.
C. Guerzo, followed by Latanya Berry.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Carice, resident of District 1, and I'm also here to express my support for the Compassionate City Resolution introduced by Councilmember Enriquez. I urge the Mayor and Council to vote yes on this resolution, as it is an important act of solidarity and protection for immigrants and refugees who are our neighbors, our friends, our family members, and our loved ones. The diversity of Stockton is a source of pride and a valuable asset for our city. There is no Stockton without immigrants. Our immigrant and refugee neighbors make up a key part of the fabric of this community, of the whole entire Central Valley, which provides food for our entire country. And regardless of their status, they deserve dignity, safety, and equal treatment as our fellow community members. Thank you for the opportunity to provide public comment, and thank you for your time.
Latanya Berry, followed by Mary Elizabeth.
Good evening. Honorable members of the council, thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Latanya Berry. I'm here as a community member who deeply cares about Stockton, and on behalf of my employer, Dr. David L. Hollister, who wishes he could have been here today, but he had a sick daughter, who's more than 30 years in the music industry and seats in multiple national boards, have produced measurable impact in communities across the country. Stockton faces real challenges: public safety, youth disengagement, homelessness, and mental health. These are not issues one sector can solve alone. They require partnership. Nearly 3 years ago, Dr. Hollister formed a Stockton-based organization with a clear action plan to address these needs through collaboration and community trust. That plan led us to pursue stewardship of the former Teen Impact Center, with the understanding that we would present a comprehensive community-focused vision. We did so, fully prepared to assume responsibility, whether through utilities, lease, or purchase, because we know that the long-term benefit to the city would outweigh the cost. Unfortunately, communication stalled despite our continued outreach. If you'll allow me a brief illustration, if we saw an ambulance broken down on the side of the road, we wouldn't hesitate to help, because that ambulance has the ability to save countless lives. The Life Center is that ambulance, which is what we would retitle the Teen Impact Center. It carries trusted relationships, proven programs, and the capability and the capacity to guide people toward their next moment, next stability, next opportunity, next life moment. Our proposed programming includes Celebrate Recovery and mental health support through our partner like NAMI, male mentorship, food distribution, youth dance. Please forgive me, I'm sorry, but I know my time is up, but my point of being here is that we've submitted everything possible that was required of us, LOI, RFI,
Thank you.
but nothing.
Thank you.
Mary Elizabeth, followed by Denrick Mohammed.
Mary Elizabeth, I've submitted comments, written comments for the record. I have four pages of non-agenda comments that I'm going to highlight. Related, first off, to the general plan. The general plan is a planning document that went through lots of public outreach. I look at it now as a covenant. The covenant between the city of Stockton and the people of Stockton. There's a policy in there and an action that says that the city is going to develop and implement a comprehensive and accountable long-term strategy to engage the Stockton community in planning decisions. Related to water, three pieces of Delta Sierra Group correspondence was attached as well. Please direct staff to engage the stakeholders of the City of Stockton Groundwater Sustainability Agency by implementing the required outreach in the adopted communication and engagement plan, and regularly meet to provide public information about water conditions in our GSA boundary. Please direct staff to regularly provide quarterly operational and maintenance reports of the condition of water, sewer, stormwater systems, as well as other compliance information, including Central Valley Regional Water Quality Control Board, San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District, and Occupational Safety and Health Administration. General plan implementation. The city of Stockton indicated in an action that a map was going to be made and to consider options to develop an ordinance to restrict mini markets, gas stations, fast food restaurants, etc. Obviously didn't get too far along, but it's there for the record.
Denrick Mohammed, followed by Cecilia Rangel.
Mayor, City Council, Vice Mayor, thank you for this opportunity to speak. I speak on behalf of myself, no one else, or organization. Understanding chess, I pertain that to my life. So, you know, I'm able to watch different moves in life and maneuvers. Seeing the photo when on social media, seeing the photo of Mayor Fugazi and City Manager Mr. Ford, I question, was that picture taken genuinely or a tactic to divide and conquer of two black city officials, which history has shown? How long after that picture was taken was it posted? And then a statement from Mayor Fugazi that Vice Mayor Lee is who placed it on the agenda. Concerning Manager Mr. Ford, is that policy or protocol? And here, will that be the norm? From here on, will that be the norm? Knowing the wisdom and God-filled of Mr. Ford and Vice Mayor Lee, I don't see them allowing Satan to divide two black men of the city government, to divide them. If it were not for Mayor Lee posting him and City Manager Mr. Ford after that on social media, what would have been the thought of the people? You know, and that's something real deep. I just wonder, it's strategic to me. It seems like it's just a strategic move. And I really didn't understand it. It's just questionable to me. Just thought I would bring that before you all, and you all can wrestle with that in your mind. Just, it didn't seem right to me, but I'm sure it'll work out. I'm sure of that. Thank you.
Cecilia Rangel, followed by Noel Valdivia.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor Lee, City Council members. I was here last December, and I'm here today because of an article that I read in the New York Times. I believe it was the December edition, where Stockton is written about in a not very positive light, unfortunately. And I know we can do better. I know our beautiful city can be better. And in the article, it mentioned that we have about 86 known gang members in this city, plus 2,700 affiliates. So I'd like to know, and what is the police department? I had to go to the New York Times to read about it. I haven't read anything locally. I'm sure the police department knows about it. I'm sure our chief, Matt Fadden, knows about it. But I think that the urgency is that we need to put the safety of all the city Stocktonians as a priority. The safety of this town. Our town can be making the news for many positive things. I believe and trust that you, as leaders of this city, are doing your best. And the people here, I'm sure, can support you because we all want to feel safe. We want our children to grow up safe here. We want people that will move into this area to raise their children, to live happy lives, to feel safe, to go out on the streets, go shopping, and feel that they can be proud of our city. So I believe and trust that you all are working for that. Thank you.
Noel Valdivia, followed by Kimberly Alston.
Okay, I came back over here about a month ago to support Vice Mayor Lee in defense for the youth programs. I shared my story of how, if they had been programs then, I may have had a better chance to succeed and not go to prison for 30 years. By the grace of God, I have taken the second chance given to me by God, and I've been conducting restorative justice work, especially regarding my crime's victim, as well as anybody else that I've hurt. Since the last appearance, I have taken the initiative to connect Vice Mayor Lee with the correctional institution here in Stockton, because I started working there, the California Health Care Facility, with the hope of collaborating with the powers to be to help divert youth from committing their lives to erodive destruction of others, of the city, and of themselves. I do this because the city, before it was your city, it was my city. Okay? Before it was your city. I have been all over the city as a youth. I was raised to service the projects. I used to sneak into the fairgrounds. I used to sneak into the horse races. I climbed the Valley Ice Company, catch pigeons. I climbed the K-Jax building, looked down at the town, city, to see my town. And I hung out at McKinley Park. I fought there. I hung out at Stilly Park. I fought there. Hung out at Lewis Park. I fought there. Even Lewis Park, even Loretta Courts on the east side, I stomped the ground in Stockton. But it was all wrong. It was all wrong. He goes, society found a place for me. By the grace of God, my life was spared. I was sent away. I was given another chance. Since I've been out, I've been stomping the ground in Stockton, feeding the homeless, knocking on doors, inviting people to church, making myself available, trying to fix what I can. People of Stockton, we just keep talking about it. We must be about it.
Thank you.
We can't just stand around and fight with each other.
Thank you.
Our city is collapsing. Let us take this
No,
opportunity to fix our city.
you're done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Kimberly Alston, followed by Yolanda Amon.
Sorry, turn your mic on, Kim.
I am 65 years old. May 25th, I walked my dog to the bathroom outside the gate. I live on Flora, right around the corner. I was assaulted by a young lady. She socked me in the face at 10 o'clock at night. I called the police. The police came out. I didn't hit the young lady back. And as a result, my landlord, this is all a plot to get me kicked out. My landlord just had me, 3 months ago, I was District Attorney Ron Freya sent me a letter. I got charged with battery, okay? I've been going in and out of the courthouse. They charged me with battery when I was assaulted. Right now, they're in my apartment. This is a result of me being broke into. I have to barricade myself in at night, okay? I have the police, they keep telling me, this is a civil matter. Well, they're breaking in. He has broke all my luggage. He's giving keys to the tenants in the surrounding apartments that are coming in. Right now, they're in my apartment. They take my food. And for me, the corruption, not just everybody talking about the city council. For my landlord to get Ron Freyes to charge me with battery, I was charged with battery, and then on December 18th, they said, you either take a fighting infraction or probation. I didn't do anything. I was assaulted. So I said, let's take it to jury trial. And you want to know what? Oh, Merry Christmas, Miss Austin. You get to go. We're going to drop the charges. Yeah, but look at me. I'm stressed out. My home is a disaster. It's a mess. I've cried out. Stockton PD says, you can't call us no more. This is a civil matter. What do you mean? They're breaking in my house. They're stealing my food. They're taking my clothes. Somebody help me.
Yolanda Amon, followed by Jessica Velez.
Good evening. I'm Yolanda Amon, District 6. I wasn't going to speak on the public tonight, but something's troubling me about what I saw on social media. Someone addressed it earlier about pictures and with our mayor, with the city manager. And I just feel I want to kind of tell the public just to be very careful what you're reading, what you're seeing. I believe that some of these outlets, news, as well as on the social media, are trying to switch and turn the narratives that Vice Mayor Enriquez, Lee, and Blauer are trying to do something to get rid of our city manager. It's just not true. They just wanted to check in to see what's going on productive. What's something we're coming off of Coangelo, I kind of do applaud that to make sure that we're on the right track. We had the opportunity today, the District 6 commissioners, to meet with the city manager, and it's probably one of the most productive conversations I've ever experienced. We were focused on collaboration, honesty, and working together for the betterment of our community and the city of Stockton as a whole. So I ask everybody out there, don't always believe everything that you read. It may not be true. Use your own mind, use your own investigations before you make judgments. And for those out there, the naysayers that are constantly saying something negative about the dais, about us, about what we should or shouldn't do, those are usually the people that we do not see here at this podium. So once again, if you have something, some concern, I challenge you to show up and speak up about it. There's not going to be any change with just the few of us that keep coming to these meetings. And for us, District 6, we are working hard to make sure that we're going to change what we need to change within our community. And we hope that everybody else in District 6 stands up with us. Thank you.
Jessica Velez, followed by Cherie Ross. Jessica Velez.
Good evening. I wanted to take the time to discuss my perspective on 3 pressing issues that have been left unaddressed for generations: gangs and crime, homelessness, and drugs. All 3 of these issues are all tied together. I'm speaking from a place of firsthand experience on these issues. We have allowed the gangs to exist because, let's be honest, crime pays out for our correctional industrial complex, which is evidenced by the fact that the largest building in this city is a courthouse. We have generations of gang members engaged in criminal activity, so our generation of 50 plus now has grandchildren that are learning the ropes of gang and street life because there was never any effective intervention. Our recent mass shooting awakened something in many of us that had street connections to take action. I was part of an event that Councilmember Enriquez was able to show up to this past weekend right here on City Hall steps. It was more than a video shoot for a song of Stockton Stand Up. It was the beginning of a movement in the streets for the community in Stockton to stand up and fight for our city, and I hope that all of you become part of this movement and embrace it with open arms. A few of those individuals present at the mass shooting were my ex-husband's family, including the man that was subsequently murdered in Lodi. This isn't to say that they were responsible or living the gang lifestyle to contribute to violent acts. It means that they are more susceptible to being victim on both ends of gang life. It means a 15-year-old who was technically homeless because his mother has passed and his father is system impacted, who was present at that shooting, has a choice to make of which direction he will go. And when there is no one providing a positive path, or the pull from the negative outweighs the positive, he is more than likely to follow the path of less resistance, which is a natural human response. These issues that you have to address are not just about youth violence. These teenagers that are in gangs are often homeless. Homelessness has many different faces. It's not just the chronically homeless that are in our faces. These young men are bouncing from girlfriend's house to girlfriend's house, hustling in the streets to survive the only way that they've been shown. It's unfortunate that I can't read the rest, so I'll email it in.
Cherie Ross, followed by Pandora Crowder.
Hello, I'm Cherie Ross. I'm with RWR Hope Foundation. I'm going to finish what Jessica wasn't able to finish. The drugs are killing them, either by being the conduit for arrest and incarceration and then becoming part of the herd, of the herd cycling through the big, beautiful courthouse, or literally killing them through overdose and dying way before their time. Stockton needs their narcotics team back with SPD, and our DA needs to start actually holding people to face prosecution for drug offenses and petty crimes. I just had a client get arrested for a robbery at a dollar store while on parole. Asked the officer to call me because he wanted help, but he was released back into the streets in less than 24 hours. How do you expect that anything will get better, course corrected, with this kind of system in place? Our DA needs to be concerned about actually convicting people guilty of crimes and not just convicting anyone so that the numbers look better. I almost lost my daughter for life because of poor detective work and poor prosecutorial actions. How many people's families and lives have to be destroyed because of this inadequate at best system? It is time to have honest conversations. It's time for the community who is willing to do the boots in the ground work be brought into the fold and allowed the support and power to take action to take our city back. I hope each of you take the time to come down to our new location, the Jacob Mendez Resource Center, and see how we are partnering to provide a safe space for everyone in this community to heal. Jacob was impacted by each of these three issues throughout his life and ultimately lost the battle at 24 to a fentanyl overdose. We must do better, and his death will not be in vain. Thank you.
Pandora Crowder, followed by Cheryl Bravo.
Mayor, Council, thank you. What I have to say tonight may seem a little insignificant compared to everything that's happening in this city. First, I want to say that I appreciate everybody who saw my social media and has reached out to me. I know that the loss of a pet may not seem very important to some, but when that pet is your world and you do everything in your power to keep that pet safe, and that is a pet that you've adopted from the Stockton Animal Shelter. I followed all the rules. I kept her vaccinated. I went to the clinics. I had her spayed. I kept her healthy. And when the time came and the brain tumor got too much, I had no one to help me put her down. Low income, we're offered the affordabilities to keep them healthy. We're offered to be able to adopt them, but we're not offered to be able to give them a peaceful end to what could be a torturous end. And my dog suffered for 24 hours while I waited to try and find help. And thank God I have friends that remember our pasts. And I haven't always been the best of humans, but I've always tried. And thank God for all creatures at veterinary hospital who took my dog and even gave me a paw print honorary just because her name was Belly Button, and no one has ever heard a dog named Belly Button before. But I want to make this clear that we need to keep them healthy, but we deserve to be able to put them at peace as well. Thank you.
Cheryl Bravo, followed by Julie Dunning.
Hi, I just wanted to say Happy New Year, and also that I live right down here. I live on Hunter and Harding Way, and that roadway is really dark. I have a disabled, a special needs child who likes to walk her dog a couple times a day, and when she gets home from school, because she just started STAG, it's her freshman year, she can't walk the dog because it's dark out and there's no lights. There's homeless people that are in the corners, and I can't let her out after any time the sun's starting to go down, and it's only 5 o'clock at night. From my understanding, you guys already have the lights. I just want to get them installed and put on agenda. And also to be made aware that there's a lot of the street cleaner people aren't cleaning the streets. They basically go alongside where the cars are. They're not actually getting into the things, and the streets are getting clogged up from the rain, and it's just looking really bad down there. And the speeding that goes on Hunter as well to get downtown is also a problem. That's all. Thank you.
Julie Dunning.
Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, City Manager. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but several things have been said that have compelled me to be up here. Primarily, I'm remembering the feeling I had a year ago at the first City Council meeting of 2025. Do you all remember that? Do you all remember the energy, the strength, the love, the can-do that we were gonna do? I don't know what happened, but it's heartbreaking. Remember in February when we had strategic planning, I took a picture of the board. We were gonna focus on enhancing public safety, addressing homelessness, and infrastructure investment. We've had a mass shooting, a follow-up shooting on Country Club Boulevard, a related shooting in Lodi. I'm not seeing any public addressing of those, and I know they need to be investigated. It's police work, but I think there are things that you as a council can do. You need to refocus on these priorities. I know it's an election year. You rode high on the vice mayor's prestige to get some of you elected. Councilmember Padilla even got censured as you stood up and said what a team you are, what you're going to do. I ask you, get back to that. And on another note, there was a young lady that stood up here tonight and disparaged one of our citizen committee members, Natasha Brown. I don't care what she's done in her past. I've never seen her do anything but be professional here. There is no question on an application about if you're related to anybody. It was vetted through the city clerk's office. You all had to approve it.
Stephanie Alfaro, followed by Barbara King.
Good evening, City Council and Mayor. I actually wasn't gonna speak tonight, but I was actually sitting in my car waiting for my daughter because she's actually on the Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee. So I came today because I wanted to talk to you guys regarding, I did a couple events during December, and I just wanted to thank Ponce for reaching back out to me because of the fact that the North Side needs help. I'm in District 3, and I want to bring more awareness to the North Side. There's a lot letting me know that you appreciate the things that I've been doing in the community. I did do a toy drive over there at the Stuart Gibson Park. I also fed the homeless on Christmas Day, handed out about 50 food to the homeless. We try to gather as much folks as we possibly could. We were at Food for Less on Lower Sac and Hammer Lane, so we ended up going basically throughout Stockton and just started handing food out to just homeless folks, and some were sleeping, so I just ended up leaving the food there. But again, I want to start bringing more awareness to the North Side, because I know North Side, you know, I feel like we get less of, and we need help. So Blower, I have reached out to you, Mayor, so if you can please let him know that I have reached out and I haven't got anything back, so that we can connect, so we can work together as a community, so that we can move forward. Thank you.
Barbara King, followed by Jasmine Peterson.
Good evening, Vice Mayor Fugazi, Vice Mayor Lee, and council members. If someone wanted to go to the podium, public service is not a photo opportunity, it's commitment. A lot of people are unfairly labeling Jason Lee a drama queen or accusing him of using community events like toy drives for personal publicity. That narrative couldn't be farther from the truth. And it says more about the critics than it does about the work that's being done. When leaders show up, consistently engage the community and invite transparency, cameras tends to follow, not because of ego, but because visibility matters. The media coverage is not vanity, it's accountability. It allows the residents to see where effort, time, and resources are being invested. The recent toy drive and community initiatives in Stockton are a perfect example, bringing joy to children, supporting families, and strengthening neighborhoods. It's not self-promotion, it's service. If caring for kids, partnering with organizations, and ensuring no one is forgotten is considered publicity, then perhaps we should ask ourselves what kind of leadership we actually want. Jason Lee has built his work around truth, trust, and transparency. His ethics and integrity are evident not only in what he says, but in what he consistently does, especially in District 6. He shows up, listens, and takes action. That's not drama, that's responsibility. For anyone questioning motives or character, there's a simple solution. Come to the city council meetings. Engage, listen, participate. Many critics form opinions without ever attending a single meeting, reviewing the work firsthand, or speaking with the people who are directly impacted. Thank you.
Jasmine Peterson.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor, Council. Felt like I was walking up on Judge Judy a little bit. My name is Jasmine Peterson. It's a privilege to be here with you guys tonight on our first council meeting of the year. I'm here tonight to invite you all, especially members of District 6 and District 5, residents of Southwest Stockton, to a community meeting this Thursday evening at Van Buskirk Community Center at Ross Hall. This is a meeting of our Community Resiliency Collaborative, which is a group of residents and stakeholders and public agency officials all working together to get prepared for climate emergencies. So a very timely topic. We're going to be speaking about flooding and storm resilience, and working with public agency officials who will be present and nonprofit partners to prepare for storms, atmospheric river events, and flash floods. We're also going to be learning how to prepare, protect property, and navigate alerts. So especially with the recent storm events. This topic is really important, especially for our folks in Southwest Stockton who are most likely to be impacted by these unfortunate events. We would love for you to join us and learn and get involved. Thank you.
That concludes general public comment. I do have 4 comments for consent.
Okay, so let us go ahead then and move to the public comments for the consent agenda.
For item 12.4, Mary Elizabeth, please.
Mary Elizabeth, so I submitted these comments a little bit late, so you might not hear it, but I'll get to the point here. In 9 months, 75% of the $99,999 was spent. That money was spent to address HUD's non-compliance issues related to the Home Investment Partnership Program. I know that compliance is very important, but the agreement and the amendment included no deliverables. So there's no description of what kinds of compliance issues we had, how this North Carolina group performed, except that they exceeded the Economic Development Department's expectations. But no description of that. And, you know, this is one more example of how we can just use an adjective and think that's good enough. But it's not good enough when we have rental housing that is substandard, and we have, you know, we want to have good relationships with HUD so that they can trust us to take their money and spend it wisely. Thank you.
For item 12.8, Pat Barrett.
I wanted to say something about the ad hoc committee. So I know it's you guys that are on the committee, but I really think that there should be some citizens on it too. Not just, you know, on this side, but I'd like to see some citizens on the advisory part of it. That's it.
For item 12.8, Yolanda Amen.
Hello again, Yolanda Amen, District 6. I'd like to ask that a review is put in place regarding the effectiveness of the ad hoc committee on the homeless, including concerns in its efforts centered on enforcement-driven displacement benefiting single districts without a comprehensive plan, measurable outcomes, or citywide coordination. I'd like to ask that staff evaluate the performance and impact of the ad hoc committee on homelessness and return to council with options for restructuring, establishing performance benchmarks, or discontinuing the committee. What's in place now just is not working.
For item 12.10, Mary Elizabeth.
Mary Elizabeth, and these comments are on page 5 of 7. The City of Stockton continues to maintain a first-in, first-served list that is used exclusively to select backlog projects to fund. This practice does not comply with the City of Stockton General Plan, which states that those areas underserved and/or disadvantaged will receive extra considerations to make needed investments in these areas. And so I provided both the policy and the action item related to that. This agenda item would have been an excellent opportunity to inform our residents of where their neighborhood projects are on the first in, first served list, not just letting us know that there is a public works list. The city staff could also have provided information about how the city plans on spending the $1.8 million already received. This lack of transparency is troubling given the City of Stockton's history with regard to financial and infrastructure needs. Thank you.
That concludes public comment for consent.
Okay, bringing it back to the council, are there any items that council would like to pull from the consent agenda?
12.8.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion for the rest of the consent.
So moved. Second.
The so moved in unison, maybe. Okay, council members, please vote. Oop. Yep, motion carries 7-0. I don't know how that worked. Okay, item 12.8, that is Councilwoman Padilla's. She is the chair of that committee.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Mayor. No, the only question I have is I know that there's work being done on that committee. We typically get report outs at council from other committees, and I know that the councilman was working on the 1, 2, 3 strategy. Are we going to get a council update at some point from the ad hoc committee, or can there be a request that goes back to the committee to bring something forward? So,
we have our first meeting scheduled January 21st. The item had to be approved before we could have a meeting. We are going to have a comprehensive meeting in regards to the Safe Grounds Initiative, and I will put a report out as we have meetings monthly to the council.
okay, yeah, that's all I had. Motion to approve.
So we have a motion and a second for 12.8. Council, please vote. And it carries. Okay, now we are moving on to our hearings. We have a public hearings. I just want to remind council that we have 5 minutes to discuss items that are on there. This is a public hearing to adopt a resolution approving the amendment to the fiscal year 2025-26 fee schedule for street and sidewalk vendors. The police department, yes.
All right. Oh, thank you. All right. Good evening, council members and members of the community. My name is Danny Tro, and I'm the Department Finance Officer for the Stockton Police Department. This public hearing is focused on a proposed fee schedule change for the fiscal year 26 fee schedule. The fees here are for adding fees to the.
Sorry, I declare the public hearing open.
Oh. Oh, sorry. Okay. So these fees are associated with the street and sidewalk vendor ordinance that was approved last month by City Council on the 16th. To provide some background, the need to have a updated street and sidewalk vendor ordinance was was for the due to the state enacting Senate Bill 946 and 972. These laws introduced new regulations that supported street and sidewalk vendor activities, but they also promoted or allowed these local governments to have regulations to address concerns with traffic congestion, noise, and public safety. So in response to this, staff originally created a ordinance and a fee schedule, and this was presented to the Legislative Committee on March 24th. And then from there, this was presented at a public hearing on May 13th, 2025. At this meeting, Council recommended to bring this back to the Legislative Committee to have further discussions and have revisions to the ordinance that was proposed. Following further Legislative Committee and also feedback from the community, the staff came back with a updated ordinance and also a fee schedule, and this was presented at the December 16th council meeting. This was approved by council. Now with this ordinance approved, This public hearing is focused solely on amending the fee schedule by introducing fees to help recover the city's costs related to administration, enforcement, and the use of public space associated with street and sidewalk vending operations. The fees and the penalties are structured to deter repeat violations and promote responsible vending practices. The first set of fees that we're showing here are from Title V, Chapter 5.106. These fees apply in situations where street and sidewalk vendors are operating without a business license. The penalties are structured to deter repeat violations and are for a single calendar year. The next set of fees are from Title 8, Chapter 870, which addresses health and safety regulations related to street and sidewalk vending. Specifically in Section 110, there is two subsections, Subsection A and Subsection B. Subsection A covers penalties for violations involving size, location, and hours of operations, and these restrictions are outlined in Section 60 through 90 of Chapter 870. Subsection B includes penalties that apply when a vendor is operating without a required health permit from the San Joaquin County Environmental Health Department, or when the required public property use fee has not been paid. The public property use fee is a $60 annual fee, and this applies only to street and sidewalk vendors who operate within city parks. The purpose of the fee is to recover costs related to damages in public park areas associated with vendor activity. So in summary, the proposed fee schedules changes are aligned with state laws and also with the adopted street and sidewalk vendor ordinance. It focuses on civil infractions rather than criminal penalties, while ensuring that vendors contribute to the costs associated with their operations and use of public space. Staff recommends for council to approve an amendment to the fiscal year 2025-26 fee schedule, and then authorize city manager to carry out the intent of the ordinance in the resolution. So thank you. No.
Thank you. Are there any questions? I know that we'll have time for discussion, but are there any questions right now before we move to public comment? You have a question, Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. I only have one question. When I look